Periods are a hassle, no matter who you are. That hassle can easily be handled with all sorts of products. Pads, tampons, birth control, a menstrual cup, even your reusable underwear. But what if you had none of that? Proper menstrual care is essential. Without it, you couldn't go to school, you couldn't go to work, and in some cases, you couldn't even stay in your home. That's where Days for Girls comes in. Days for Girls was started by a woman named Celeste Mergens, who realized the problem young girls face without menstrual care after a trip to Kenya in 2008. Without menstrual products, girls can miss a week of school a month, falling behind, dropping out, and leaving them with fewer options for their future. Since that trip, Celeste has worked with girls around the world to find the most sustainable solution, which are now called Days for Girls kits. Every kit comes with everything you see here: a chart to track your cycle and tell you how to use everything, 2 Ziploc bags for washing, 2 pairs of underwear, a washcloth, a bar of soap, 2 shields, which are the part that snaps around the underwear, and they also include an inside waterproof lining, which keeps blood from flowing everywhere, and 8 of these shields. These shields are dark and patterned to conceal stains, and they also just look like washcloths when they're hung out to dry. And all of it fits inside an adorable drawstring bag, which can be used to hold books when you're not on your period, and the kit when you are. I'm sure you're wondering who makes these kits. This one was made by volunteers that came to the workroom of my local chapter. You'll see them in a bit. But kits are also made by teams of home sewers and single sewing volunteers. The patterns for all of the pieces are available on the Days for Girls website, as well as a map to help you find those already involved in your area. Days for Girls also has an enterprise program where kits can be made and sold in-country, allowing women to replace worn-out kits and make new ones for those who need them. This helps generate income for communities and make sure the kits stay usable and sustainable. Volunteers also distribute the kits. A local volunteer named Ann Lewis just got back from Mali, and she was kind enough to sit for an interview.
I lived in a village in Africa for about 3 years, in a place with no running water and no electricity. And I packed a 3-year supply of tampons and went and lived and never gave it another thought. And when I learned about Days for Girls, it's like the face of every girl I had known went through my mind, and I thought, how could I have been so unaware? So we tag on to trips that are being taken, and we go with anyone who's doing humanitarian work anywhere. The first trip we took 1,700 kids, and we went to many villages that trip, and I was just thrilled to see the need and to have something that actually fulfills the need. Well, these kits keep girls in school every day of the month. It's not just a matter of going to school, but they can't stay in school if they're missing a week of school every month because of their periods. They drop out, they get behind. And so as we teach what menstruation is, what the body's doing, what the cycle is, and you see them becoming more and more engaged in what you're saying, and you see their eyes lighting up, and you see them trying to not get too emotional. And then we hand them the kits and explain what the kits are and how to use the kit and how to wash and keep the kit, and they don't let go of them. Once they're in their hands, they do not let go of them. And by the time the 45-hour-long training is over, these women have their kits. And almost every time in the villages, after we've completed a class and a training and given the kits, these women erupt into song and dance and singing. This little kit does more to help elevate people out of poverty than anything I have ever seen or heard. And it's just a simple, small little kit, but it keeps women and girls in school. That's the most important thing.
Days for Girls is committed to education, quality, and sustainability. They work within cultures to make sure as many people who menstruate are able to care for their bodies and stay in school as possible. This kit helps them care for themselves and build their communities. Anne came back with this clip of women celebrating having the kits, and I hope they convince you to vote for Days for Girls. This project for awesome.
Alimana jia jita bama, pote taba seita.